guys? Welcome back to the Burke Fantasy Football Podcast. This is the third episode, and the second week is through in the season here. So we're going to start it off today with the power rankings. The power rankings look a lot different than they did preseason, especially, but even from last week, they've changed a lot. We've had a lot of trades we need to discuss. I've been super active myself. Ben had a trade. Garrett's had a trade. There's been a lot of trading going on. Ackerman and Chase had a deal. And then there's been a lot happening. So diving right into the power rankings. Week 2 in a row, I think Ackerman has now spent the most time at the bottom of any list. And he is stuck at 14. And as much as I like Ackerman and I don't want to be the guy to put him last, 54 points is it's bad. And it's not a shot at Ackerman. His team right now, Puka injury is killer. That's uncontrollable. He's had a really rough start from Kelsey. I don't think that continues the whole season. But what I will say is 54 points is a league record by like 10. Like that's pretty low. So I think it's just until we see something that's not like that, he has to be at 14. It just feels, coming off that week, there's no other place for him right now. I think he has a chance to move up at some point right now.
My thing with Ackerman is I'd probably just put him higher just because I feel like his team has infinite more upside than like some teams we're going to talk about, probably the next two teams. His like everything we were concerned about at first kind of ended up not being the case. Pollard and Ramondre are very serviceable fantasy backs and do not look like they're going to slow down. They're both going to drop 15 every week for the rest of the fantasy, right? Yeah. They're getting the numbers. They're getting the rush. Garrett Wilson and Puka. Puka's hurt and Garrett Wilson's underperforming. And look, I told him to start Jerry Jeudy because Deshaun Watson is glazing him like he's a fucking happy ending massage. Like it is crazy. As a former Amari owner, Jerry Jeudy is getting glazed pretty hard. So he's got a lot of pieces. He did have like 4 players on his bench drop 17 plus. Yeah, so I think if he starts those guys, he's not in this situation.
Yeah, and Jigba had a good week, so that's a good sign. Mm-hmm. Jigba had a very big week. 12 catches, 117. That's very random, but that's big. He needs that.
He's looking like he's taking over Lockett's role, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, for me, I actually think there is a little more upside on the bench there than I thought. But for right now, 14 is really the only place to put him. Ackerman, I hope you slide up. And as a new Amari Cooper owner, Ben, the guy who made the trade, if you guys don't know, was Amari Cooper and Kyle Pitts for Michael Pittman and Noah Fant. Pretty mid-deal, to be honest. Not a lot going on. More for trade purpose.
Pitts is going nuclear this week, so hit Caden's line if you would like Pitts.
As far as Amari Cooper goes, I haven't even had a game with him yet, and I already hate Deshaun Watson, so I really need some targets. It's not even targets. He's getting targets. I need catchable balls.
And,
okay.
Look, these all go up on the internet. I don't know if anybody watches it, but like if I can be remembered as one thing whenever my time on the internet is up, is that I hate Deshaun Watson, and him and Diddy should rot in jail.
Going on to number 13, this is going to come to a surprise to some, not to everybody. This is a guy, won the league last year, dropped 77 points in week 2, falls to 0-2. It doesn't seem like his plan is quite scaling out the way he had imagined, starting Chuba Hubbard this week. Number 13 is Jacob, and Jacob had a good season, and we all know Jacob to be a smart fantasy owner. Ben, I'll ask you this. Is it time for Jacob to start moving pieces and rearranging, or do you think he sticks with this?
Look, Jacob's a cocky bastard, Love the kid, but he's a cocky bastard. I don't know. He might just stand on business and keep this team. I'm playing him this week, so I really would not like to comment on anything in fear of eating my words. I trust my team. I think my boys will go out there and get it done, but... it's Jacob. He's going to yap. He's going to yap like a third grader, and it's going to be hella annoying. Everybody else is making funny remarks, and Jacob's like, actually, guys, I'm the best fantasy owner in the league. Get wrecked. Oh, here's the picture of the trophy that Nathan won for me. Guys, your team's some booty. You got to deal with things like that. It's not the best. Obviously, he's my main cage candidate. Would love to see that guy behind bars. But other than that, it'll be a fun week. If I lose, it will be, I might kill myself live on screen in the group chat because I cannot handle Jacob talking to me like I stole his pretzels at lunch.
Jacob's team, I liked it better before the draft. I think Olave's fine.
Before the draft. I like Jacob. I like Jacob in theory, but like after that horrendous draft, I don't know if we can play.
I liked his team at the draft when I looked at it because I thought the late season upside was there. Jordan Addison, whatever, Hawkinson, whatever. Coleman had a rough week. I think he can bounce back, but the starting lineup's just not super strong. Jamar Chase is supposed to be his it guy, and I haven't really seen it. He's been acting a little weird on the field for me. So, Rashad White.
He's not re-signing with Cincinnati, I hear, right? Like he's gonna go to the market.
I don't know, man. He might.
I heard he was
played good. His quarterback play hasn't been great. I don't know, his bench isn't terrible, but
is Burrow like a fraud?
Burrow had a pretty good game. He
Okay.
always starts. I don't know. This team is not as strong quite as I thought. Jacob is probably waiting to prove somebody wrong, and I hope he does.
Jonathan Brooks is not saving you. He's not he's not. That Carolina offense is actually like they're gonna. Now that we say this, they're gonna come out and win next week with Andy Dalton, but that offense is horrid.
I have concerns with Rashad White as well. Bucky Irvin, Rashad White looks.
Look, if you want to trade me Rashad White, Pittman for White, we can do that deal, brother.
The next guy I've got is Ethan. I don't think much has changed. But what did change, as far as the rankings from last week, Ethan loses again, drops less than 100 points again. 12 is fair. But he does acquire a much-needed running back in Travis Etienne. The thing is, now A.J. Brown's out a few more weeks with his hamstring, so this team doesn't really upgrade to me until A.J. Brown comes back. It's a struggle. It's going to be tough starting Godwin and starting Godwin and who God knows who, and Terry McLaurin as your 1 and 2 with no real flex, and then Etienne will help, but he's still got to start Warren at RB2. It still looks rough, man. I don't know who he plays this week. We'll get into that here in a second at the end, but I just think 12 is fair. Until A.J. Brown comes back, it's going to be hard to rank this team any higher.
Yeah, for sure. I would put Ackerman above these two, by the way.
Okay.
No.
We'll keep that. I'm sure the group.
I think the Etienne trade helps Ethan a lot. I think it was like I'll help you, you help me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was Etienne and McLaurin for Marv and Mostert. So kind of like two obsolete little guys on there in the end, but
I don't know. I think this team, until Brown comes back, it's hard to make a comment on. I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
Going to number 11, a guy who had a better week, still lost, is still 0-2. He scored 108 points this week, I believe. Had a close game with Garrett. Had a big week from Neighbors and Devontae Smith. Number 11 is Zach. He's still sitting here at the 11-12 range. I don't love his team still. Kyron Williams really scares me now with his offensive line and his whole passing game gone. His upside scares me. Derrick Henry's had a decent start, not great. His receivers, until A.J. Brown comes back, Devontae is a lock for a great performance. I believe great. But the quarterback and tight end situation is still suspect here. I don't hate the roster, just don't love it. Love's not back yet for Jaden Reed either, so it's just meh squad right now until further.
Look, Malik looked good, but he's not reliable to throw that bitch. You feel me?
Yeah. Malik Willis looked good, but not enough to support receivers. Going to number 10, here's a guy who's had a riser. Here's a guy we like to talk good about. Rylan Hewitt made it up to number 10. He got a win this week, balances himself out at 1-1. He beats Ackerman this week, not much of a challenge. However, Rylan does score over 100 points, finds himself in an actual normal scoring situation, has a good week. DK has a blow-up week. I think we're not too far from some DJ Moore better performances as Caleb Williams gets more accustomed.
I don't know, brother.
Brees showed out. I think Ryland's team is actually decent. If he can get a little more quarterback production, I think this team actually isn't bad. It's not my favorite team, but I think 10 feels fair. I think 10 feels fair for Ryland.
No, 10's good. 10's good. I like it.
Going to number 9. This is myself. This is a team I put myself at 11 personally. My other two commissioners put me at 9. For me, this is a team that is so hard to rank on a week-to-week basis because I have made 18 trades, and we are in week 2. We're going into week 3. This team, you know how it is. We talked about it before the season. I will never have the same team within a week or two unless they're popping off. That's just how I am. I always move pieces, especially with injury. This team I had to stick it in somewhere, and we stuck it somewhere in the middle because until we get a new assessment on this whole new starting squad that we're going to talk about later, there's not much else to rank. I've scored over 100 points in both weeks. I've played really tough matchups. So, lost 2 games, haven't been terrible, been doing a lot of trading, so really hard to make a comment on that. I'll let you talk on that some.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first reaction was like, Unk got fleeced. What have we done?
Yeah.
It's hard seeing my mentor get done like that, but I feel like it was like a needy move. It was like a need-worthy move. I don't think it'll age that poorly. He's got pieces. He's gonna move. Pitts is going nuclear this week, and one of you dumbasses is gonna trade for him. Nathan Winchester.
Nathan Winchester made me an offer for Kyle Pitts today, actually.
Yeah, no. Kansas City has the worst tight end defense in the league. Like, Gesicki just went off for like 104 yards against them. Pitts will get like 2 touchdowns and 100 yards, and he's gonna drop 20, and you're gonna move him for like you're gonna fleece him. Somebody in the league is gonna get on their knees. Anyways,
I'm not gonna go much further into my trades because when we bring Garrett on, we're gonna discuss that trade. And I'll go my logic behind it. I feel good with that trade. Going to number 8. This is Ben Hansen's team. This is a team that dropped, I believe, 4 spots, and I think rightfully so. Had a down week. Receiver production.
I was ranked. I was want to say I was ranked way too high. I had like 10 touchdowns. I was at 4. That was crazy.
And we look at this team now. Post trade does move ETN away in exchange for Marvin Harrison, which was honestly much needed in the receiver department. They're lacking a second wide receiver outside of Diggs, and Mostert we're yet to see on. Don't love him, but he could prove me wrong. They have to run the ball here.
Antonio Gibson, you mean?
Or Antonio Gibson, I forgot you have him. So this team, I think, finds itself somewhere hanging out with me and the others here in the middle of the pack until we get.
Sure. Me, you, and Rylan we're all in the same until somebody breaks out.
Yeah.
Shout out Derek Carr.
Though. Yeah, I found us all until somebody has a big week in this. The middle is just going to be the same few guys until something.
Yeah.
Going up to number 7. This is when we crack the top half of the list. This is a guy, 140 points. You'll never guess who he did it on. 140 points this week. Jackson Evans, great week. James Cook went off. Justin Jefferson looked like Justin Jefferson. Everything went right for Jackson this week. Had a really lucky week, but also had a really just good week. 140 points. He's 2-0. One win was a win over Zach, which is just a poop fight. But he's 2-0. I like his squad. He's improved over these 2 weeks, and I like his squad more and more every time I've seen it. So number 7 feels fair. It feels like a fringe playoff team. I think he's going to make it.
Yeah.
Not much to say on that one, to be honest. Do you have any comments on Jackson's team?
I haven't looked at it in a while, but I remember looking like, oh, who's going to be desperate? Who should I trade with? And looking at his team and being like, no, he's not desperate.
Yeah, he's fine. He's going to probably make playoffs. Number 6 is a team. I think he was number 6 last week. He wanted to be moved up this week in the rankings. We didn't do it. He played a bum matchup against Jacob. Jacob scored 77 points. But Nathan did score 120. The reason you didn't move up, Nathan, if you're wondering for your yap in the group chat you bought, is because Debo's hurt. So Debo's injured. It's hard to move you up. I would have moved you up a spot. Probably would have had you moved up above the next guy.
Yeah, well, like if we didn't promise Granda.
Yeah, what happened is Jackson promised Granda he would rank him 3. That's why you would have been 5, Nate. But, hey, the board's come together, so that's why we have 3 opinions. So Nate's team, not much to say. Debo's got to get healthy. Still a really solid squad, though. I've liked this team since the start. Going into number 5, this is Granda's team. This is my first ranking I will say I do not agree with, especially after the Tank Dell for Drake London rivalry mid-game. And now his starting lineup going into this week I don't love. I know I've been caught 3 straight weeks on the Granda hate train, and he keeps winning games. I just don't think it's a legit squad at this point. Pacheco just died. He just traded away Drake London for Tank Dell. His starting lineup consists of Deontay Foreman, Xavier Worthy, Alec Pierce, and Tank Dell in the same lineup. That's pretty rough. So I don't hate this squad. I think he's got playoff chances. He started out hot, which is really going to help, but he's going to have to squeak his way in my opinion. What do you think?
Look, this guy finds a way to win, and until he doesn't find a way to win, I'm going to just keep him at 5.
Yep. I mean, it's hard to argue with a guy who's 2-0, to be fair. As much as I don't like the way his squad
2-0 and pulled it out his ass.
Yeah. He won with the guy he traded away mid-game.
Yeah.
The guy won him the game, and then he...
Dude, what's so funny about that is, Tank Dell looks... Oh, now that I say this, he's going to steal all Diggs' targets. Tank Dell looks like shit. London looked fucking great that game.
Please undo that saying, bro. You're going to curse me.
Just edit it out, chat. Edit it out. Knock on wood. Didn't say it.
Going into number 4, here's where we start to get, in my opinion, into the real 4 contenders right now. These are the 4 guys I think, if I had to put money on it, these 4 are what I would call the betting favorites as of this current moment. Given injuries, given everything going forward, the outlooks. These are the powerhouse teams. These are the guys on any given week you really don't want to play. Going into number 4, and the main reason he's number 4, Chase here. CMC, I just get worried about that IR injury, man. It's a powerhouse piece that he's missing. However, when Christian McCaffrey comes back, if he comes back full speed, this team is nasty. He's got solid depth. T. Higgins and Bucky are on the bench, too. He just acquired Hunter Henry in a trade. David Njoku's back. Baker's balling. Mixon's getting carries. His receivers look really solid. I don't have anything bad to say about the squad. McCaffrey's just got to get healthy for me.
No, yeah. I agree on all that. I think McCaffrey's back. He's top 3 for sure.
Yep. I love Chase's squad. He took a tough loss this week to Gronda there very late, but,
what can you do, though?
What can you do? You're playing Gronda. Going over to the third team, and last week, for those of you who watched the podcast, the top 5 got cut out. We were a little upset about that, but it happens. We're doing a lot of work.
Yeah, my fault, guys. I'll give it to Chase this time.
Yeah, all good. So here's what we're doing this time is I'm diving into the top 3. We have all the top 5. I'm excited about it. This is a guy I got hyped for last week, and it wasn't able to get aired because it got cut out. But Reed Freak, top 3. This reminds me of last year. Reed was 5-0. The difference is this year I don't see the fall off coming as hard. It looks like he has players that I trust a little better. Right now his tight end and flex situation worry me. That's my only concern is tight end and flex. But if we're looking at Achane, Montgomery, St. Brown, Nico, and Stroud, that's a really solid core 5. And I think you can, as long as those guys stay healthy, he's probably going to make the playoffs, given they keep producing and stay healthy. So this is a team I really like. Stay it for a year, I don't know, but it's a playoff team for me. I would, at this point, almost put money on it. I like Reed's team, and I'm really excited that he has a good team after what happened.
Can I take a look? Let me take a look real quick. I haven't looked at his team in a minute.
Yeah, he started off 2-0. He's had 2 big scoring. Put up, 130 this week or something stupid. Like, Nico Collins is...
I tried to give him Gibbs, and then I realized he had Montgomery. I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. He's like, actually, I don't really want both Detroit running backs. I was like, oh, shit, my fault. Have a good day, bro.
Yeah, sometimes we get a little carried away in our trades, and we just don't look. I've done that before, too.
Oh, boy.
I like Reed's team, man.
There's no bench.
There's no bench, and there's no flex, and the tight end worries me. The flex really worries me. The bench really worries me. If this top 5 players stays healthy, this is a playoff team. One injury
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, look. Yeah, Montgomery just can't have the fall off he had last year, which I'm praying on that downfall. But
for me, if we get one injury to a core guy, this team's in trouble. This is a risky team, but given healthy, I think this is a really.
Nico looks insane right now. Oh my god.
Yeah, Nico's a dog, man. That was really.
Nico looks insane.
Yeah, that was really.
Fuck, I was really praying on the Diggs, but Diggs still looks good. It's just.
Yeah,
shit.
I like Diggs. Going into the number 2 team, this is Garrett. He was at number 1 last week. I think you can make a clear argument for him to be 1 again this week. After this trade, Garrett's team might not be just a bit weaker right now. He started Keenan Allen, but still a really solid squad, man. And he acquired Bijan from me in the trade. His bench is okay until you get down to Kupp and Nick Chubb. If those 2 come back healthy, this team's winning the league. I have worries about both of them and when they come back, but I have no bad to say on yours. Good starting lineup, good bench, got late season upside. I have trouble picking out a weak spot in this team.
Bro, trade me frickin' Aaron Jones, bro. He's not that good. He's not that good to where you're rejecting a Pittman offer, brother. Same with Zach Moss and Najee Harris. Look in the mirror right now and say, damn, my RB2 splits reps. Maybe we should trade him for a wide receiver 1.
Guys, please hit Ben up for running backs. Something I want to talk about is the running back weakness in the league this year. There are no running backs. I'm drafting 3 running backs next year, bro. There's just running backs are scarce. They're hard to find. Receivers are everywhere, and running backs are nowhere. So it's There's an overflow of receivers. Supply and demand is way off.
I don't know, guys. The league's fucked, bro. I'm starting Antonio Gibson. Put the league on notice. Put me at 1 in the power rankings. Ramondre's first rep tearing ACL. Prayers up, but it's happening. Antonio Gibson's coming in and becoming a legacy running back. He's winning MVP. It's basically what's happening.
That has to happen for Ben.
No, literally it's happening. I'm telling you right now.
Going into the number 1 team, this is a team me and Ben could not have been more right on. This is a
for
team
sure.
that we hit head on the nail, feel good about. I felt good about the squad last week. I think he was ranked 2 or 3 or something up high. I feel the same way about this team as I do with Reed's, except this team has the depth to survive an injury.
Oh, for sure.
Dobbins has really put up. Great pick. Alvin Kamara fooled us all. He's projected like 20 points this week. Rightfully. Sorry, Saints. We all disrespected you. Kyler Murray, great pick. I think Tyreek Hill's a little down from where he was, but he's still viable. DeMonte had a great week. Ferguson's back. He's got Pickens, Najee on the bench, Goddard on the bench. This team's now.
The way I feel about this team is if he could get Pickens out the flex, right? Maybe get another wide receiver, maybe a wide receiver that plays for the Colts, moves Najee for this guy. I think his team unbeatable. But look, you're a Steelers fan, and I understand how you feel about Pickens. You got his dick in your mouth, right? I understand it. Like, if I had Jaden Reed right now, I'm not moving Jaden Reed, right? But objectively speaking, Pittman's better. You put Pittman in there. Like, Najee's sitting on your bench, bro. Lots of people could use Najee. Nobody can use Pickens. Pickens is droppable. Look, you drop Pickens, only person that's picking him up is another Steelers fan. Okay? That's just what's happening. Okay? Nobody's going near that. Alright? He's not sniffing any... Bro, he's not... Who's worst flex in the league? Who's got worst flex in the league?
I don't know. Reed?
Reed's not starting George Pickens, bro. You're the best team in the league, and you're glazing a 3-point performer. Okay? We can do better than this. We can be better than this.
This turned into Ben begging for players on every squad, which is hilarious. Ben is clearly looking to trade, so make moves if you guys need him. Ryan, great squad. I feel comfortable with this list. I feel good about it. Gronda's a little too high in my opinion, but he keeps proving me wrong, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut because he's already beat me. So I think this list turned out pretty good, in my opinion. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring Garrett on. We're going to discuss mine and his trades, and he's going to go boom or doom on some squads that he sees in the league, and we're going to have a discussion with him, and then we'll wrap it up with our next week's predictions. So, all right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the next segment of the podcast. We brought on our Week 2 guest, Garrett Gore, today. He has started out the season 2-0 and is currently one of the easily 3 or 4 betting favorites as a championship contender, especially given this trade that just went down. So, as far as the trade goes, there's a lot of pieces in this trade. It was between me and Garrett. The main acquisition for Garrett was Nick Chubb, Cooper Kupp, and Bijan Robinson. He also got Ty Chandler for depth behind Aaron Jones. So, Garrett, if you want to start how you felt about the trade when we started talking and how it kind of began and how you feel now getting your squad.
Yeah, so kind of Caden came to me with the trade. He came to me with the trade. I felt pretty comfortable doing it considering I had Jordan Mason. I'm looking at my team right now. That pickup from free agency earlier in the season definitely helped out after CMC was placed on IR. So I had pretty good depth, and I figured I could help your team out and then also make my team better at the same time.
Yeah.
Kind of looking at it right now, pretty much the only thing I did is I replaced Mike Evans for Bijan. So, that's kind of how it worked for me. And then I got, obviously Kupp and Chubb on the bench. So when they come back, they'll be looking a little better. But I think it also made Caden's, I think it made your team a lot better too.
Yeah.
I think that Dell London trade also helped your team out a lot. So I think it helped both of us out. Now in the long run, I do think it helped me out a little bit more.
For sure.
Depending on, because Chubb may come back, and it may be a 50-50 split. I mean, it's really hard to tell. And then, obviously, Cup was injured last year. He came back and had, like, very peak weeks, very low weeks. So it just depends how they come back.
Yeah, and so for me, looking at this trade, I start the season 0-2. I started 0-3 last year, had to blow it all up, ended up making the playoffs. I said, okay, this is what I'm meant to do in fantasy. I'm not a guy who can keep a team. I'm not lucky enough to avoid injuries. So what I do is I adapt week by week, and I said, man, I can't wait on Chubb. I can't wait on Cup. My team is not good enough to wait on those guys. By the time those guys come back, I'll be out of the playoffs. I have to make a move and include a guy that I don't want to give up. I didn't want to give up Bijan, but sometimes you have to give up a big piece to get what you need. On paper, if I saw this trade and I wasn't a part of it, I would think Garrett wanted as well. The name value of Chubb, Cup, and Bijan is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's going to be a great squad. Weeks 10 through 17, Garrett's squad is going to be terrible. It's probably going to knock me out of playoffs, and I'll probably kill myself. But given that, for me to make the playoffs, this trade had to be done. Between this and the Tank Dell trade, going back to my squad now, I now have Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Drake London, Mike Evans, Kittle, and then I have either Shaheed or Amari Cooper, as well as Pence on my bench. So my depth really helped. I can survive bye weeks now, and I have a more filled out squad. Do I have as many superstars? Like, I don't have that big Bijan number one knockout piece in my lineup anymore. But I couldn't start Pittman and Tank Dell every single week and just die on that hill. And I would have had to start Shaheed. Like, it would have been a really rough 3 to go at. And, I had to sell something. So for those of you who call it a fleece, call it what you want, you've never been a better trader than me, never will be a better trader than me. I have 18 trades in week 2. You don't know the game like I do. I was able to acquire Drake London in the middle of the game. With that being said, that kind of wraps up our trade. As far as I'm going to let Ben host the segment here. Ben's going to go through some teams in the league. And Garrett, given all his good, gracious wisdom, all as good as his team is, given he was in the championship last year, Garrett is going to say if he thinks this is a playoff team or not a playoff team.
Boom or doom. Come on now.
All right, Ben, you want to lead it off?
Yeah, let's start out with, we'll just see where the glaze is at. You know what I'm saying? Jacob Harms. Boom or doom?
Let me pull up his roster really fast.
Yeah, so Jacob started out 0-2, and then you can look at his roster and see. Is he playoff?
I mean, he's starting Chuba and Pat, which I don't mind. Freiermuth, the tight end from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't mind them, especially in a 14-man league. But I mean, we've seen Rashad White's not been doing the best. James Conner's pretty good. I think once T. Higgins comes back, Jamar Chase is going to boom. I mean, that's just a fact. If you watch the game film, he's getting doubled.
Yeah.
I think this is a tough team to say. I mean, he doesn't have much of a bench. I mean, Addison's all right. I think Keon Coleman later in the season will be better than he is now. Same thing with Quentin Johnson. But I have to say right now, I think this team's a doom. I mean, I love Jacob. I think he's we saw last year as a good fantasy manager, but just looking at his team right now, I do think it's a doom.
Okay, fair. I agree right now. I thought this team, I knew this was going to be a team struggled in the first half, but now that I'm watching the Panthers offense, Jonathan Brooks doesn't excite me anymore. Rashad White's had kind of some weeks, so I just can't get super excited about the squad. I don't think it's the worst in the league by any means, but I can't quite put it in the playoffs. I'm with you. All right, Ben, what's the next team for us?
Oh, my opinion's on Jacob. Thank you for asking. I think he's finishing last, and I think he's going to the cage.
I knew you were going to say that, bro. I was going to see if we could get away from it. Garrett, I know you didn't see the segment before this, but Ben has already just said how he thinks Jacob's team's worse in the league. He's already gone down that rabbit hole.
All right, let's get 1-1, but maybe team doesn't reflect that. Let's go Chase Cochard. Boom or doom?
Chase Cochard. I think he's highly ranked in everybody's rankings.
Yeah.
He's been coming at me with some questionable trades.
You know who's not been coming at you with questionable trades? Me.
No,
Pittman's dropping 25 this week, and then you're gonna give me Jones, bro.
Not a big fan of DeAndre Swift. I think he has a good matchup. The Colts defense is atrocious. So yeah. I think he has a good matchup this week. But I mean, Joe Mixon, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, Jameson Williams, all super high ceiling guys. I think Zay Flowers has a low floor too. I don't think he's going to be very consistent per se. I think he's going to have, a 20 bomb and then maybe 8 points.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Bucky Irving take over the backfield a little bit, been a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
And then obviously the big outlier on his team is Christian McCaffrey sitting on the IR.
Yeah.
So with CMC back, I think he has the best team in the league. I would probably have to say this is definitely a boom team for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we agree.
No, we definitely agree. All right. Now maybe this might be an easy answer. Might not even need to pull up his team. What about Ethan Wright?
Well, honestly, I think with the trade, his team's not looking bad. Let me just pull it up to make sure here.
Oh, brother, you've mistaken.
I'm mistaken. I may be mistaken. Let's see. Yeah. AJ Brown out. He's already starting off 0-2. AJ Brown could be out, and AJ Brown himself said he's not playing this week coming up. No really upside on the bench, to be honest. Likely had that one boom week. I'm not sure he wasn't very good last week, was he?
No, 3 points.
I don't think so. That's fine. Yeah, so Terry McLaurin, absolutely garbage. He's a good player, but just the whole situation in Washington is just not for me. Right now,
except for Jaden Daniels. Shout out my boy.
He's projected 94 points, and that's obviously AJ Brown's projected 0. So this team's a doom for me right now. I think with AJ Brown back, I think he could, if he had a fully healthy roster, I think it may be a 500 team for me. But I think as of right now, in this moment where we're talking, it's a doom team 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Listen, I'm a patient man, and I did patient man things, but trading with Ethan Wright is absolutely the worst possible thing you can do. It's worse than trading with Zach. Because Zach will give you, a straight-up answer. Ethan Wright will agree to your trade, and then 2 hours later be like, actually, I think we need to switch the deal. And then he'll try to rage bait, but it's not funny, and you just genuinely, you're just like, dude, I'm going to slap you right now. Just accept the deal so I can go to sleep.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and then the thing is for Ethan's team, I think if this team were having A.J. Brown this week, it looks like a solid starting lineup. But this deal, the only way this deal with Ben worked out was if A.J. Brown comes back soon. If A.J. Brown misses 2 weeks, that's probably 2 more losses for Ethan, and he's just too far in the hole for me to dig his way out.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think if A.J. Brown plays, I think his team's going to be pretty good because we saw the Pittsburgh running back room. Week 2 was a lot different than week 1. Jalen Warren's starting to get more touches on the ground, and obviously he's going to be he's going to catch the passes.
Yeah.
So I think if he can make it to week, 8, I think Warren probably could give him 10 points a game just from receptions, especially if, something happens and Russell Wilson gets under center. I think Warren won't be bad, but this team may not make it to even have a fighting chance for the playoffs.
Good things to say about it, though. Godwin is Hemi Neutron. I don't know where he got him, but dude's insane. I don't know if that's going to slow down.
The Mike, no, you're not slandering the Mike Evans agenda. Stop it.
Huh?
We're not, no, Mike Evans agenda. We're pushing Mike Evans agenda only.
No, Baker, I've been saying, I drafted Baker 4 years ago in a fantasy league because I thought he was going to be him. And now he's him, bro. It came along, bro. So I think 2 wide receivers can eat in that system.
I hope so, dude. Because I put a lot of money on Mike Evans.
God knows they're not giving the ball to Rachaad White. It is all systems not give the ball to Rachaad White.
Jacob, cover your ears. Cover your ears, Jacob.
But hey, if you want to take Pittman for White, though, him online. I'll do that shit instantly.
What's the next team, man?
Oh, yes. Look, bro. Honestly, my favorite to win the league. Let's get a little Reed freak action here.
Reed? Obviously he's performed. I'm going to pull up his roster just so we can talk about it a little bit. But
no bench for this young lad, but if these boys don't get injured, we could see a championship level team.
I just traded that trade that me and Caden did included Kenneth Walker. I assume he's playing this week. An oblique injury, most people play through that as it is.
Yeah.
Zach Charbonnet is not efficient on the ground. We saw that. He catches passes, but, I mean, the coach already said, that's Kenneth Walker's role in this offense. But you look at the top half from tight end up on Reed's lineup, and it's an elite lineup. I mean,
I agree.
I think Evan Ingram's not playing. I mean, I think he pulled his hamstring if I saw the right report.
Yeah.
But Nico, Amon-Ra, Montgomery, A-Chain, and Stroud is just, I mean, that's an elite core guys.
Yeah.
We say all this, right? But there's a guy on his bench, proven league winner. We saw big trades move for him last year. Look, Dameon Pierce has been out. He comes back, dude. League winner, bro. Ask Ryan Wolf, league winner.
I think it's a little different with the situation this year.
Bro, Joe Mixon is a bum.
I like this squad from top half up. One injury to a core guy, and this squad's in trouble, though. That's my only...
I agree, but...
And I will say, when we hit a couple bye weeks, when this squad might hit a few bumps. But this squad's a playoff team to me as well.
Oh, 100%. I think it's the third or fourth seed. I don't think it's a top 2 seed, in my opinion. Just because I know Amon-Ra, was it his ankle? Wasn't it? I know he went back and...
It was his knee. I think he's going to...
Was it his knee?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it doesn't matter who it is, A-Chain, Monty, Collins,
Evan Ingram averages a point, bro. What happened to Jit? Oh my god. Yo, never mind. This dude's number 4 for sure.
Oh god. Yeah, Ingram's had a tough year. He had like a bad first game and then got hurt. So
got hurt in warm-ups. I mean, that's just kind of.
Oh, that boy's it's his mental for sure.
What's our next team here, Ben?
Let's get a little... What about the commissioner, bro? How you feeling about Big Commish? You think he's making the playoffs?
I mean, I think he's making the playoffs. I hate this. Okay, look, stay glazed all you want. But we saw it last year. Reed fell off. Caden went 0-3, made playoffs. If you look at his squad, that's a playoff team to me. I mean, Jalen Hurts, Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Drake London, Mike Evans, Kittle, and Shaheed, who's been going crazy. I mean, name 6 squads. If you put the lineups next to each other, I mean, it's hard to give 6 squads that's going to be better than this squad from top to bottom.
I was giving some jokes. I do think Caden's a playoff team. This kid's my mentor, bro. He becomes my number 1 best friend on Snap every year for like a 4-month period during football season because I'm texting this kid about fantasy. So, no, I'll hit some glaze. I think he makes it. I think he pulls it off.
On a real note, if I don't pull it off and I make 20, I already have 18 trades in week 2. So if I don't pull this off, do I just have to, even if I don't get last, bro, I might just have to crawl in the cage with the guy, bro. I've got too much hype.
I think this is a team you stick with it. I don't think.
I don't want to make many more moves. I even acquired some depth with Pitts and Cooper now.
And even Ray on a bye week isn't a bad plug and play. I mean, he helped.
Ray might not be there for very long.
Yeah,
just put that out there.
But no, I mean, you put this whole roster, the depth and the starting guys, you put them next to any top most, I would say the bottom 5-6 guys. I mean, this is a middle of the pack as of right now.
Yeah. So for me, I start this week. I have to play Garrett, which is a really unfortunate pull. Of course, I have 3 tough matchups in a row. There's a chance I can win this game, but let's be serious here. Garrett's on a roll, just upgraded his team even more. So for me, even if I lose this game, I expected to start 0-3 after my first week. I kind of knew where this was heading, playing some tougher matchups. So if I start 0-3 like I did last week, I still have a lot of bottom teams to play. I haven't played anybody that's not in the top 5 or 6 yet. So I have a lot of bottom teams to play. And I like where my roster's at. Even Debo got hurt. Kittle I like a little more. Just things are kind of going my way right now. I've had to make some moves. The London for Tank Dell was very clutch. I'm hoping London can actually produce more than just that one game. So this roster I like. Is it a fleece on paper? Yeah, but if you know ball and have been in this situation before, sometimes you have to make things that don't look good on paper to help your squad out. So. All right, I got one for you. Let's do Ben Hansen's team. Let's go to the other host here.
We don't have to do this.
Ben's team. Let's pull it up real quick. Let's break it down.
Shout out Raheem Mostert. Shout out Antonio Gibson. Legacy games coming from those boys.
Okay, I will say, I mean, I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. Pittman, I'm not the biggest fan of.
Obviously.
Not because of him, but because of Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson all day can throw north and south. He can throw straight forward. But just throwing sideline to sideline is not Anthony Richardson's game. And
He sucks.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah,
He's not.
It's bad.
Joe Flacco's on the bench, boys. Don't forget that.
Diggs is the wide receiver too on that offense, I think. Obviously Tank Dell's gonna have his weeks, I think, but I think Diggs has certified his position as the wide receiver too. Nico's the alpha one. I think we saw that the last 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure. I'm not arguing that.
But I think Diggs will give you consistent, anywhere from 8 to 12, even maybe score a touchdown and give you 16. My big question marks are obviously Raheem Mostert. I mean, that's just awful. I'm sorry, man, but
boys, I'm actively trying to not make that happen. It might be Bucky Irving at this point, guys.
I mean,
Bucky Irving too. Both thinking Ethan right. Dude, you know what you and Ethan did? You guys just switched squads. Now you guys both have one trash running back and one trash receiver.
that is pretty much what happened.
Oh my god.
Look, bro, I'm gonna make it. Look, Raheem Mostert.
Boomer doom, though, Garrett. I need a boomer doom.
Yeah, boomer doom. Give me the boomer doom.
It's tough to say. I'm gonna have to say right now. Okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna say T. Higgins is on the IR, and Mike Gesicki's the second pass catcher on this offense.
100 yards last week, boys. 100 yards.
I'm gonna give you scraping in the 4th seed in playoffs.
Yeah, the 4th seed from your division. Just barely.
Bro, can we go back and do Doom so I can crash out? Like, it'd be really funny.
Your division is absolutely awful.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the only reason I'm squeaking in. Look, I took a gamble with the Amari Cooper and McLaurin draft picks. That shit did not work. And we are trying to make up for that currently.
I don't blame you. Cooper was really high on my board. I had him pretty much all on my drafts. I think I shared a couple of my mocks.
If J-Mo gets in, bro, that fucking Caden fleeced me. But, like, they paid that motherfucker, like, $1 billion, bro, and he spent all of it on massages and none of it on football. It is actually tragic, bro. Dude. This motherfucker got sexual assault cases every single week, and they're still gonna start his ass, bro.
I just want to throw straight at the West Division. You guys have never been as good as the East Division. It's never been as calm.
Oh my God, jerk yourself off some more, Caden. Why won't you?
I might. It is. We had a winning record over you guys last year, and it's looking that way this year.
Yeah. Bro, it's not my fault I have fucking Jacob Harms in my division with that shit-ass team, okay? It's not my fault.
You have him and Ackerman and Ethan, bro. Oh
fuck. Dude, the fact that you were, like, scheming over whether or not I was going to make the playoffs, bro, I have to beat literal trash. Like, I just have to...
True.
That's true. And, dude, at the bottom of our division, it's me and Zach. Like, that's not even that bad. That's the last guys in the division. It's not even
Dude,
bad.
Zach low-key rapes the shit out of Jacob anyways, like, if they fucking played.
Oh, my God.
Zach's team, there's a team I don't mind touching on. It's not a bad squad. His quarterback and flex position are very questionable to me. But...
Yeah, no, he's got some upside for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Neighbors, who got a bunch of targets
Oh, yeah,
week,
dude, Neighbors looked insane, which, like, I'll eat a dick on that one. Like, he looks really good.
You'll do what?
You have to take...
Yeah. Okay, I am higher on Zach's team than previously. I just think Zach, like myself, finds himself in a tough division starting 0-2. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you guys probably aren't making playoffs, like, realistically, but, like, at the same time, you're not getting caged. Maybe not you, Caden. Maybe not you. But that division's crazy. You gotta admit.
No, there's definitely a dude. If I make the playoffs, it's because I scraped in as the last seed for sure.
Well, I mean, it's tough to say who's making and who's not making playoffs right now. I think you do have guys like Ryan that's submitted themselves as like one of the top teams.
Garrett and Ryan feel like locks to me. Garrett and Ryan.
Dude, Ryan's bro. 44 points from Kamara. Like, dude, I put up 84. You did not need to do that shit.
Here's what I'm going to say. Ryan is I think he's like a unanimous number one right now.
Yeah.
But he did have a kicker put up 25 points week 1. Kamara put up 44, along with Murray putting up 30 in week 2.
JK is the truth, though, for sure.
JK is good, but when is his leg going to fall off? I mean, that's the question we're all asking.
Wait, who has Gus Bus right now?
I traded him. That was part of the trade.
Okay, you want to do it too?
Dobbins, he's moving really nice right now, though, man. I don't know. It might be.
Bro, he moves nice every year for the first 3 weeks.
But you gotta look at the numbers. He's a 50-50 split this year. Even though his numbers are a lot better than Gus, it's still a 50-50 split.
Bro, my glorious King Harbaugh, bro. I love that man so much. That ball is getting ran every play.
Yeah. They played the Raiders and the Panthers, so, I mean, they're yet to play a team that can actually stop and run, so.
Yeah, there was, like, this thing on ESPN, and it was kind of like boom or doom teams that was, like, started off 2-0. The Chargers are definitely doomed. They're not, I mean, to me, they're not even, like, a playoff team.
I don't know, man. If they start, like, Easton Stick, they could probably make a come up, but I don't know. Herbert might be a fraud.
I've got 2 more teams we need to go over.
All right.
That I think are close. I'm going to leave Jackson Evans out of this. I think he looks solid right now to me. The guys I'm going to go with is I need an opinion on Nathan Winchester is the first guy. We'll let you dive into this because Nate's going to be like, why didn't you rank my team?
Well, let me start off. I love his running back room. I'm pretty high on Brian Robinson Jr. myself. I think he's going to be a solid back. Zamir White is absolutely dog crap. I mean, he's just the worst starting running back in the league. Probably not, but he's pretty bad. And then Taysom Hill, I mean, dude doesn't have a chest right now. And then, Ayuk is going to be good. Debo's out. He's projected 14.4 points. I mean, I love Ayuk right now. Ridley scares me a little bit. As a Will Levis fan, I mean, I'm not a Tennessee fan.
Will Levis brotherhood, bro. For real. I
like Will Levis a lot, but he's not it right now. I mean, he's not playing to his potential. He's not playing good.
Look, bro, I'm gonna make the Will Levis case. My boy, look, he never gives up on a play. You want a guy who wants to win so bad that he just never gives up, bro. Look, he gets Gia Duddy. Look, if I'm the Tennessee organization, I'm paying Gia Duddy to mop my man down. He's coming back, and he's putting up insane stats, bro. Buy Calvin Ridley now, boys.
That is insane work.
I think boom or doom on Nate's team, playoff or not.
To me, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's a playoff team. I mean, he has Debo on the bench, and he's still projected 114. And he's in the Thooty Booty Conference, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah. For me, there's one last team. It's a very controversial team. This guy's found a way to win 2 weeks in a row. He's 2-0. Jaden Grant.
Yeah, I mean, I put him in my rankings for the commissioner group. I did put him lower, I think, than both of y'all. For me, if you just take a second to look at this team, he has a full roster filled out right now and is projected 96 points. Just let that...
Bro, Tank Dell is the truth. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he's not. Tank Dell is not the truth. No. I'm telling you, Tank Dell sucks.
Okay, Tank Dell's going to sneak in for a touchdown every now and then.
Yeah, Tank Dell's not bad, but he's...
When your wide receiver room is Xavier Worthy, Tank Dell, and Alec Pierce...
And Pacheco just died, bro. Pacheco's dead.
He's starting Deontay Foreman.
Bro, Pacheco died.
Bro, Deontay Foreman still plays football?
Yes, he does.
And then if you take a look at his bench, I mean, Darnell Mooney had a solid game last week. I will admit, I like that as a bench piece.
When he texted and said, "Bro, Mooney scored," no, just started.
I think that's a start this week. Granda over Alec Pierce. I'm starting Darnell Mooney over Alec Pierce personally. But yeah, this is a doom team, 100%. I'd be willing to put money on it that this team does not make the playoffs. I think he fights Zach to be the bottom in our division, and they're gonna say, "Oh, he started off 2-0. He won both of his weeks." That does not matter.
This motherfucker is coming out and scoring 140, okay? And he's going to say fuck to all of us, bro. Watch it happen.
I mean,
Bro,
hey, look. If
Dante
Granda makes...
Foreman, Alec Pierce combined for more than, 15 points, I'll pay Granda. And now, stop on the Granda hate. Granda has beat me. He is 2-0. I do think Granda finds a way to win. He finds himself in some very fortunate situations. This team with Pacheco was much better. Now with the Pacheco injury is what does it for me, and the London trade kind of takes a little bit of floor away from this team. So,
Look, when you only got 3 guys that are projected 10 or more points, that's a problem. That's a legitimate reason to start playing.
all right, bro. Granda, all love, bro. I hope you do make the playoffs as a rookie, Granda. I think it would be a great story for the league.
I want Granda on this podcast more. Please win.
Do you have any comments on the Ben Ackerman 54-point incident?
I love Ackerman. I mean, I don't even know what to say about 54 points. That's just honestly bad luck at that point.
Yeah, it is. Or 50. Oh, it was 56.
I think his roster definitely does not help the situation. No hate at all. I mean, I told him, I think I texted in the group chat, I think his roster, it's projecting more points than Granda. Honestly, I'd take his roster over Granda if Pacheco's hurt. That's honestly how I feel.
Yeah, it's really not as bad as I thought. His bench does have, Conklin, Cousins, Christian Kirk, and Zeke. It's not, a terrible bench. It's not great, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should start DeMarcus Robinson over Jerry Jeudy this week. I think
No, bruh. I told him to start Judy. Judy's getting glazed by Deshaun Watson. He must be an Asian woman who gives happy ending massages. I'm telling you, bro. I watch the games. I watch the games on fucking mess streams because I'm like, all right, they're gonna throw the ball to Amari Cooper. I need this. And it was just throwing the ball to Judy or I don't know, getting sacked because he's shit.
All right, we're going to go through, and this is the last segment. Me and Ben usually pick these. Garrett, I'll let you be a guest picker in the games this week. Me and Ben do keep a record of how well we do on these games because we have done pretty freaking well.
Yeah, what are we right now?
Dude, we combined to go 11-3 week 1, and I think we were 10-4 last week. So we're 21-7, dude. We're going off. Okay. The first game, and we're going to go speed round here because we have been yapping a little bit. This has been a great guest series, though. Very funny. All right, first game, we'll go Ben, Garrett, me. That's how the order.
All right.
First game, off the top of your head, Zach versus Reed. Who you got?
Give me the freak.
Yeah, Reed.
I'm going to go Reed as well. Kyron scares me here. All right, next game, I've got Ryan versus Ackerman.
No comment.
I think I have to go Ryan. I love Ben. Sorry. If you can pull off the upset, all props to you. But
I'm gonna choose Ryan here. It's with him being the number 1 ranked and Ackerman being the 14 ranked. It's really hard for me to choose it. I wish I had the balls to choose this upset because it'd be the greatest call in history. Ackerman, I hope you win. I think it'd be hilarious. Please
I'm
win.
calling Ackerman.
All right, I like it.
I take it, Ackerman.
I like it, baby. BFFL PA support. I like to hear it.
My brother.
All right, going to the next game, we have Granda versus Ryland. This is going to be an interesting matchup for me, in my opinion.
Look, I love Granda. I picked him both weeks. No. I picked him last week. He pulled it off. I'm taking Ryland because I love the kid, and I just think it's Ryland's time. He's easy eating.
Yeah, give me Ryland, Breece Hall legacy game.
Mm-hmm.
Called it here.
I I like how the Bengals offense looked a little better as far as Zach Moss goes. I think he has a chance to get in the end zone. Brees Hall looks good. I wish Rowland had a better quarterback, but I am going to take Rowland. I think we're going to go with a Rowland from all three of us here. Going into the next game, this is Ethan versus Nathan. Nathan's down Debo. Ethan just coming off the trade, but he is down A.J. Brown. How are we feeling?
Nathan.
Yeah, give me Nate.
Man, it's hard. I think it's going to be closer than we think, but it's hard for me to pick against Nate here in a matchup against Ethan, who just hasn't proved anything to me yet. All right, 3 more matchups. This one is Jacob versus yourself, Ben Hansen here. Jacob and Ben Hansen. Ben, do you want to make a comment on this or just leave it empty for yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to shit on him. He's cooked. Jacob, you're fucking cooked.
Let me take a second to look at these teams.
I might have to do a deep dive just because of that. I know there's beef on this game, so I might have to.
There's not beef. He just yaps and yaps and yaps, and it's not funny.
Both your quarterbacks have elite matchups. I think Goff goes crazy against Arizona, and I think Carr goes crazy against the Eagles. I'm taking Gibbs all day. Obviously, I'm taking James Conner. Who's the Washington's best cornerback? I know he's pretty good. I forgot his name.
Mikey Sainer still, bro. It's not him, but
Just is his last. Emmanuel Forbes
and St. Just, yeah.
Emmanuel Forbes and St. Just.
I think St. Just I think he's gonna shadow Jamar, and then he's gonna get doubled. So I'm gonna I'm taking Ben this week.
Man, if there wasn't Chuba Hubbard, I would take Jacob. But the flex,
that's the big I'm in the same boat.
I think Jamar, even though I know that he's going to get shadowed, but that Washington secondary is just horrid.
Yeah.
Rashad White's got a solid matchup. You know what? I'm going to lean with Ben here because he's my podcast host and because I want to see him.
Hey, make the call that you feel. If you want to call Jacob, you do it.
I don't know, man. I just.
Well, hold up. I think I'm gonna take Jacob.
You motherfucker. All right, keep it moving.
I love you, Ben.
Yeah, I love you too. I love you too.
But look, listen. Here's my reasoning. Raheem Mostert coming off that chest energy is not gonna get.
It's gonna be Gibson, brother.
Oh, it's gonna be Gibson. Okay, well that may help your case a little bit.
No, it's not.
He plays the Jets. It's not. I'm sorry.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just that RB2 situation is just so.
Yeah, somebody would trade me fucking Aaron Jones. Maybe it wouldn't be that
bad. For me, just because you took Jacob, I'm gonna stick with my Ben pick. I do think Michael Pittman, because I traded him away, is gonna actually do something because he's not on my team. So. I'm going to take – I think we're going to go on a split here. This is going to be a really good game. I'm waiting to see the yap. 2 more games.
No. You're waiting to see my yap. You're not waiting to see Jacob's.
Okay.
Nobody sits on the edge of their seat for that kid. My
last 2 games here is Jackson versus Chase. It's a very good game in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to pull.
Yeah, I'm going to just – I hate picking against Chase because that's my boy, and I feel like his team's really good. But I just feel like with the situation, I think he could just sneak himself into a 1-2 scenario. And Jackson's team is good enough to beat him, so I'm going to take Jackson.
Yeah, Ford playing the Giants. It's a good matchup. Jefferson. I do think that Minnesota-Houston game's high scoring. Give me Justin Jefferson scoring another touchdown. Waddle is going to be horrific without Tua.
For sure.
That is one thing. In another league, I had Waddle and Tyreek because I got Waddle in like the 7th round or something dumb.
Oh.
So I'm kind of screwed in that league. But yeah, I'm not high on Waddle. And this is a tough one for me. I do think I have to go. I mean, Jackson's my boy. I've known him my whole life. But I do think I have to go Chase here.
I think this is going to be the best game of the week as far as
100%.
how this could really, really go either way. I like that he's got pieces of good games. If Waddle's healthy, I think this is a no-brainer for me. Man, that's a tough game. I'm going to go on a coin flip and take Jackson here, but I could see it either way.
This is the most 50-50 matchup I think
Yeah,
we're going to see.
I don't even know who to take in this game. That's a brutal game. Whoever wins that game has a really good look in the power rankings, I will say.
Here's my point I'm sitting at. I'm looking at Jameson Williams playing the Cardinals. I think he could have a 20-point game. I mean, him and Amon-Ra have been seeing very similar target share. I mean, it's basically just them two right now in the passing game. But then, I mean, you could say the same thing about Swift and Ford, but Swift plays one of the worst run defenses, and the Colts. I think that's why I'm leaning towards Chase.
Speaking of the Lions' offense with Jameson and Amon-Ra, everything's filtered through those two and the running backs. Can we get a missing player report on Sam Laporta?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
You know, Gronda offered me Laporta for Bowers straight up, and I just felt something in my gut just not to do it. I don't even know. I haven't seen a full Lions game, so I don't even know where he's. I mean, he's the only tight end they got. There's nobody else that should be getting the ball over him at that position. I think Jameson Williams coming out of camp had looked really good. Everybody was projecting him to have a breakout season, and I think that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, the last game, Garrett, this is mine and your game, so hard to make a comment on it when we're both playing each other. I'll go ahead and say Garrett's going to have me by the back of the hair, pulling my head back, just having me doing terrible tricks. So I still predicted I would start 0-3. I got excited looking at Garrett's team, thinking it was my team for a second because I saw Bijan's name, and I said Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, and I was like, wow, that's 2 first-rounders. So, yeah, I don't think – I mean, there's a way game, but you'd have to see a dud week from a couple guys. Honest.
You can go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I'll take Garrett.
I know I'm going to start 0-3, bro. It's fine. I'm ready to recover from this.
Caden will pull it out his ass at the end of the season, boys, but I think we gotta take Garrett. Until Jordan Mason, disappears week 5 and is never heard from again.
It might be later than week 5 is the problem.
Really? Oh my God, who let this kid get him?
One thing I forgot to mention about that trade, my hopes for this trade is Nick Chubb comes back before CMC. So then if Jordan Mason falls off a cliff, I have Nick Chubb sitting on my bench.
Yeah. Well, San Fran just lost to Minnesota, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be all right. They always lose in Minnesota, bro. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, this trade was about not getting mayonnaise dumped on my head. Okay. So.
Yeah, I think people this trade not only keeps you out of the cage, but it also allows you a fighting chance for the playoffs. And I don't think people realize that. It's like you look at paper, okay, you see Cup, Chubb, and Bijan going to one team, but at the same time,
dude,
you don't
Cup
know.
got no. Chubb did get his shit obliterated. He might not come back this season. That could be a realistic and if he does come back, he could be a shell. He could literally be a shell of himself.
If he's even 3/4 of the Nick Chubb we know, though, that's going to be disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, the only running back we've seen come back from a knee injury even close to this and be really, really good, if I'm not mistaken, is Adrian Peterson.
2012.
2012 season.
But dude, I rewatched the video because I was trying to trade for Chubb at the beginning of the season. His fucking knee, nothing was holding that shit together. It was crazy, bro.
It's a tough injury. I don't have much more to say as far as rankings go. We got a pretty good pod in. A little bit yappy. They always get yappy, but I hope you guys like the yap. If you don't, if the episodes are ever too long or you don't like the yap, please let us know. We're open to feedback. We were going to try to get Ackerman on this pod originally to discuss his performance, but he said he was at Overflow tonight. Respect to him. I think he's doing good thing. Ackerman. I hope you have a good week, buddy. I really do. So we're all rooting for the bad teams. Well, besides maybe Jacob, but I know hate to Jacob. Just you never want to see a guy twice.
Shout out my hate. Wait, let me look at White Boy of the Week, bro. Let me pull this up, bro.
Oh, I forgot we had that.
Let me pull this up.
I don't know. Did we?
Dog, I don't even know if any white boys went crazy this week.
No, we talked about it in the group chat, but I don't know.
White boy of the week has to be Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
How much he put up, bro?
He had 9 catches for like 100 yards.
Bro, tight end is a white position. We already been over this. It can't be a white position.
Oh my god, bro. But dude, there's no dude. Everything's a black position besides that, bro.
That's why it's white boy of the week. All right, guys. White boy of the week got to be Alvin Kamara. Shout out Alvin Kamara, white boy of the week.
Nasty work. Absolutely nasty work.
Bro, he's got a septum piercing. That's as white as possible.
Love to hear it. White boy of the week, Alvin Kamara. Also player of the week, Alvin Kamara. So, well, that's gonna wrap up the pod. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If it was too long, let us know. Let us know what you think about the rankings. They'll be posted tomorrow on the Instagram as well as when this video drops. So, Garrett, I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate y'all having me.
And see you guys next week.